When I was a small child, I wanted to be a gymnast. I also wanted to be an astronaut, a singer, a graphic designer, a vet. I was full of joy, bouncing with ideas, and felt like I could grow up to do anything that I wanted. But then I just didn't want to be here anymore. When I was a small child, I was sexually abused. It happened somewhere that I was supposed to be safe, and it happened at the hands of someone my parents trusted, someone my community trusted. I didn't understand what was happening. I was too little. It was too much for me. I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to do something wrong. And so I'd lie there, completely checked out, too fragile to let myself properly feel anything, or say anything to anyone. I said one thing. I told my mum that I thought this person was weird. That was the only word I had, weird. I felt rage. I felt this disgust and hatred and shame. I felt violated, but at the time I didn't know what that word meant. There's a lot of scar tissue on my heart, and I've had to really work to stay soft and not get fully hardened. There are a lot of people walking around with the same scar tissue on their heart. There are a lot of people who have survived child sexual abuse. And at the same time, there are a lot of children in our communities who continue to be groomed and to be violently sexually abused by people who they thought and who they were promised would keep them safe. So why are we still not really listening to survivors of child sexual abuse? Not just asking for the gory details of the worst parts of their lives, but for the wisdom that they got from fighting and from surviving. Child abuse makes us uncomfortable. How our children end up in our worst nightmares for them is too painful to think about. But it's always more painful for them, and it's always more painful for us, for survivors who know what could have helped us, and so what could help children today too. My fellow survivors of child sexual abuse are magnificent. They are full of things they know should have happened differently, ways that adults could have spoken to them differently, taught them differently, reacted differently. We're full of answers. While there's a lot of hurt in us, a lot of darkness, there is so much light and so much potential. Potential to never have what happened to us happen to another child. For me, I wish I'd known that no adult had a right to my trust. They had to earn it and they could lose it. I wish that it had been on adults to speak my language, not to wait for me to know theirs. I want adults to know how to do that properly, and I know how they can. Other survivors will have different lessons, and every lesson is invaluable in the protection of children. So, if you're a survivor and you feel like you can and you want to, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to receive whatever wisdom you have to give us. And in return, I promise, to do everything I can to make that wisdom make a difference, to get it into places of power, into schools, into children's homes. I'm so sorry that we have to be survivors, but I'm so grateful to know that together we can make sure children today don't have any abuse to survive. And if you're not a survivor, it's time for you to please listen to us, keep up with this work we're doing, and show up for the children in your life alongside us.